Welcome, everybody. Trainwreck Podcast, episode 89, the 2025 NFL Mock Draft Edition. That's pretty much what this whole episode is going to be about. I'll be honest, we weren't going to do an episode this week because there is nothing to talk about. We already did our touchy subjects last week, so we weren't going to do that 2 weeks in a row. But Drew came up with the idea of doing a mock draft, and heck, we'll do it better than Mel Kiper. Ours will be way more realistic because his mock draft the other day sucked. Did you see he had Shador Sanders falling all the way to the Saints?
How?
Yeah, because if he's available, you guys are drafting him.
I don't think so.
I think
After
so.
what my GM said, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I know who we're getting.
Yeah, whatever. So me and Drew are going to be doing the odds and evens, and I did the evens for you, Drew, because you guys are the sixth pick. I just remembered we're the 12th, so when we get to Dallas,
I'll let you do Dallas.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you do the Cowboys. We'll go back to our order.
Hey, remember what we talked about with the Vikings, though. But this isn't going to be the world's best mock draft either, because I don't watch college football. Drew probably knows a little bit more about it than I do, but I don't keep up with college that much. I didn't even know who Cam Ward was till I heard he was going to be the first overall pick. So we're going to try our best. It may not make sense to you guys, but heck, there's a reason why this podcast is called The Trainwreck.
Live up to our name.
Yeah. So we'll get things started unless there's any other topics that you want to talk about, Drew, if anything's popping in your head. You know who has worse CTE than Antonio Brown? Tyreek Hill. See the stuff going on with him?
He's going back and forth, like going to the Dolphins. Now I want to stay in because he's now expecting he's getting traded before the draft or even during the draft.
No, you haven't heard about the police coming to his apartment the other day?
Oh, no, I have not.
Yeah, him and his wife were involved in a domestic dispute. No arrests were made or anything, but in the court of public opinion, Tyreek Hill is not looking good. This is coming from the Twitter page Unlimited L's, which is very fitting. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill was involved in a domestic dispute, very aggressive and impulsive. New footage shows Tyreek Hill holding his baby on the balcony of his Miami condo before police arriving for alleged assault in progress. Hill was described as very aggressive and impulsive by his mother-in-law. He was accused of throwing a laptop and grabbing his daughter before heading towards the balcony. The couple denied a physical confrontation, but cops noticed a bruise on his wife, Kita Vaccaro's chest. Police later closed the investigation and confirmed there was no crime committed and no arrests were made.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I fucking hate Tyreek Hill, dude. Dude's just a fucking trash-ass bitch.
Yeah, I've never been really a fan either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just repeated instances with him dating all the way back to college. You know, he was involved in a domestic dispute with his girlfriend in college. He was charged with child abuse when he was on the Chiefs, or accused of it. I don't know if he was ever charged. I mean, it's just incident.
I think it was twice. Yeah,
it might have been twice. Yeah, now I think about it. And I mean, this bitch has been with him for, I think, like a year. I think they got married this year. And meanwhile, he popped out 5 other kids this year?
And like 12 different baby mamas, though.
Tyreek Hill is 1, an asshole, and 2, he's fucking retarded. Because by the time he retires from the league, which is probably going to be within the next 3 years, this dude has popped out 5 kids last year. That's 18 years of child support you're paying to 5 different women, dude. He's going to be broke by the time he's 40. Hey, how old is he? He's 31. He just turned 31. And like I say, he's probably going to play maybe 2 or 3 more years.
Even that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Especially
you'll be.
he's still with the Dolphins.
I mean, it's basically going to be the route that happened with Adrian Peterson. Like Adrian Peterson has a shitload of baby mamas too, and now he's kind of broke, and he hasn't even been retired for like what 3 years. Yeah, his last time he played was in 2021, so coming up on 4 years.
And
That's
he's
why.
like selling like his memorabilia, like jerseys and all that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. And then he did Dancing with the Stars. That's how you know a motherfucker needs money, when he's doing Dancing with the Stars. You ever seen that clip of Dave Chappelle? It was from one of his comedy specials. He goes, "If you ever see me on that show, you know my life is over." Yeah, here it is. Former NFL MVP Adrian Peterson has been ordered by a court to turn over assets to help pay off a debt of over $12 million.
God damn.
Apparently, it's all from a loan that he took out in 2016, a $5.2 million loan. Why the fuck was he taking out a loan 2016? This was his prime. He was making good money. And then I guess he never fully paid off the loan, and the interest grew on it to now where he has to pay like a shitload of money. Yeah, Adrian Peterson has 5 kids. Or no, I think he has more than that. He has like 8 kids. God damn.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, and I'm worried about me popping out a kid one day.
Holy fucks.
I mean, fuck, I don't want to wear condoms either, but fuck, if you're going to fuck around, get a vasectomy.
Oh, those are future Hall of Famers waiting to happen.
Dude, like with Tyreek Hill's kids, them all being born around the same time. I don't know if they're all boys, but imagine if they're all boys born around the same time and they all get like drafted in the same draft.
Oh, God. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Either that or they all go to the combine and one breaks the 40-yard dash record. The other one breaks it again. The other one breaks it again. They just see who the fastest sibling is.
The fastest hill.
Yeah. But let's get in this mock draft. We bullshit enough. That was the only thing really I had to talk about. Other than I tried to watch the Tonight Show the other night because Triple H was on there. God, Jimmy Fallon is unfunny.
It's just basically millennial fucking comedy.
Dude, it's not even that. It's like jokes with the flattest punchlines ever. Dude, I'd consider myself kind of funny. Like, I don't think I'm like comedian level, but I'm funnier than Jimmy Fallon. I'll give myself that. But let's start this draft. The Tennessee Titans, you are on the clock, and this is going to go really easy for me. Where's Cam Ward? Draft. Boom.
Fair enough.
Drew, you got the Cleveland Browns. Their needs are quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tackle, corner. They forgot to put everything else.
So, for the Cleveland Browns, I'll have him Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
For the name of the namesake, and not only that, I think they'll use him as a dual wide receiver cornerback. I think they're that crazy enough.
Yeah, I think they will too. I think whatever team drafts him is going to happen. That's going to happen with Travis Hunter. All right, New York Giants. I would have predicted them. So if I would have had the Browns, I would have had them draft Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
But I could also see them picking Travis Hunter. It's going to be a toss-up on draft night. That's what's going to make these first couple picks interesting this year is you really don't know who's going where. Like last year with the draft, you knew what was going on. We all knew Caleb Williams was going number 1. We all knew Jane Daniels was going number 2. We all knew Drake May was going to the Patriots.
This is like a way weaker quarterback class than last year.
Yeah, like none of these quarterbacks I think are going to be that good. Like I don't think Shedeur is going to be that good. I don't think Cam Ward's going to be that good. Because Tennessee's a trash fire. What other quarterbacks are Jalen Milroe is definitely not going to be anything.
Like the only quarterback I could see that maybe have a decent career is Ehlers.
Yeah, I could see that. If he goes to the right situation, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe the dude from Notre Dame. I'd like to see Gabriel get a shot before the Cowboys traded for Joe Milton. I would have predicted them to draft Gabriel in the second or third round. Will Rogers, right? He's reincarnated. But for the Giants, I mean, highest player available is Abdul Carter, but they already got a bunch of decent pass rushers. They got Dexter Lawrence. They got that dude they traded from the Panthers last year, Brian Burns. So a pass rusher is not a need for them. So, like, wide receiver, they already got Malik Neighbors. I'm not going to do it to you, but because the Giants signed Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, I wouldn't be surprised if they're tanking for Arch Manning next year, get another Manning, you know.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if the Giants took Genty.
I could see it, but I could see him going for a tackle as well.
But just because I'm not going to do that to you, I'll have him take Will Campbell.
All right, the Patriots. So is this where maybe Genty will go? Honestly, but I don't think running back's their biggest need right now. I know they just signed Stephon Diggs, but this would be a good pick for McMillan from Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Locking it in.
Yeah, I'm going with McMillan. I think Millen makes too much sense for the Patriots.
Okay. Now the Jaguars, they're another team I could see taking Genty, but their defense is also atrocious. But they're not going to take Carter. One, because I think I read today that the dude has a stress fracture in his foot. Two, they have Josh Allen, the other one, and they got someone else on their defense. It's a good pass rusher. I can't remember his name. Wide receiver, I know they released Christian Kirk, but he sucks.
Brian Thomas?
Yeah, they got Brian Thomas, so I don't think wide receiver is going to be something that they spend the top 5 pick on.
If anything, is like your interior defensive line and tight end, like that's the two I really see.
Mason Graham or Tyler Warren. I'll give him Warren.
I can see it. I can see it and try to make Charles Lawrence happy.
Do you want me to just go ahead and put Genty on the Raiders?
Yeah, Genty makes too much sense for the Raiders. Not just because they're shade at you, but the way the Raiders organization goes and how he's like 30 visits with the Raiders so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're locked in again, Genty.
Now the Jets, they need a quarterback. They need everything, really. But their O-line really does suck. Oh, shit. I did not mean to zoom in like that. And the thing is, though, I think one of the reasons they signed Justin Fields is because he can, move around and be just fine to compensate for a bad O-line. But I think they take this dude from Missouri, Mimbo.
Mimbo?
That's how you say his name. Yeah. Yeah, so that's who I think they took.
A lot of mock drafts I see, Mimbo goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was Carolina, I think I would take the risk and draft Carter. A freak athlete and a big name like that, I think you have to take the risk.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. What else do they have to lose?
Now, we said earlier that, Sanders going all the way down to Saints, that's crazy. But look at us now.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't get why Running back is the biggest need for the Saints on here when they still have Kamara. I mean, I know he's old, but they'll be fine, you know.
Yeah.
I think they take Mason Graham. They need defensive line help.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Now, I know the Bears' focus is really in the trenches right now. Let's see what available tackle. No.
I don't think they take an O lineman. I mean, they signed and traded for so many in free agency. Like they got that dude from the Chiefs. They signed
lineman.
I mean, I have an opinion on who I think they take, but
if the draft goes like this, honestly, I'll go with Starks from Georgia. I think you go best player available.
Yeah. I could also see them trading down. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest trade down target. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, so Starks. All right, we got to run a back to back for me here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically 3. The San Francisco 49ers, they're a team that needs everything. Barron from Texas wouldn't be a bad pick. Will Johnson, I think, would be good. But they got to replace Deebo Samuel. And, they're looking at trading Brandon Ayuk as well. Luther Burden III from, was this Mizzou he played at? 1,200 yards last year, he had 600 yards last year, 1,200 yards the year before that. I think they need the wide receiver help, even though on here it's not listed as a big need for them, which they do have Ricky Pearsall, but like I said, they lost Debo and they're probably going to trade Ayuk too. Plus Ayuk's coming off an injury. People may think I'm an idiot, but I think they take this dude.
That's fair.
Luther from Mizzou. Cowboys. 24% chance that they trapped McMillan, but he is no longer available on here. I think they go running back, and they go with Hampton from North Carolina.
Really?
I think he's projected to go 24th on here, but Jerry likes to reach. Just because maybe they could get the dudes from Ohio State in the second round. But I'm looking at like best players available right now on here. And like we don't need a corner. We can maybe use a linebacker. We could use an edge rusher from to replace Demarcus Lawrence. Definitely need a guard. But looking at all these best available, I think they just go for Hampton. Oh, I don't think they will, but this is who I want. And I know Jerry's kind of stupid. So. And then, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Hampton is the pick there. He may not be graded that high, but what other running back needy team is in between the Cowboys and the Broncos? So I think the Cowboys either get him or try to trade down. Dolphins are definitely going to go offensive line because they got to protect Tua. I mean, we say they got to protect Tua, but then again, Tua is also the one who runs headfirst into everything. So how much protecting can they do? I think they go Calvin Banks from Texas.
All right. So the Colts. Now, if like Warren ever slips, they're 100% Colts to take a Warren.
Mm-hmm.
But in this state, this is where I would think that Mike Green for Marshall will go. The dude's insane.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, I think this is like of all the picks, I think this is the one that's guaranteed to happen, other than Cam Ward going to the Titans.
Yeah. So Tyler Warren. There's some calls. It's 100%. They're getting Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm.
But if in his draft state, I'll see him go give Mike Green as well.
Now the Atlanta Falcons, I think they take Campbell from Alabama. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they try to go the receiver route, but there's no receiver that's rated that high, for them to 100% want to take them. Their defense has struggled the last couple of years, but it wouldn't surprise me if they went O-line or receiver to help Michael Penix since he's the guy, But I think you go best player available here, and they take Campbell.
That's a respectable pick. I can see the Falcons getting it if it comes to that.
Mm.
Now the Cardinals. I think there's a lot more needs than just guard, D-line, and cornerback, not gonna lie. But, since they play in a division, there's a lot of good wide receivers like Pookie and who else? Fucking Ayuk can be all right sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got Devontae Adams and the Rams now. If I was the Cardinals, I would go with cornerback and try to get that solidified now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get Barron from the Texans, from the Texas Longhorns.
Okay. The Bengals, I think, are going to go defensive line because they're going to lose Trey Hendrickson, it's looking like. They should go guard because Joe Burrow is always fucking hurt. But I think they do Grant from Michigan. Kenneth Grant.
Now, Seattle and their O-line needs.
Yeah, I was like, pick any offensive lineman and just give them to the Seahawks.
Honestly, the Seahawks, you go best available lineman. I was like, if you're Seattle, you go to best available O-lineman, and I'll go with Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have somebody be for the guard spot, basically.
The Buccaneers, I think. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they go Will Johnson, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one that slips in the draft. Somebody always slips,
Yeah.
And corner, I don't think is actually the biggest need for Tampa Bay. Edge rusher is a need, but I don't think they take this dude from Boston College. I think they take this dude from Tennessee, James Pierce Jr.
James Pierce Jr.
But it also wouldn't be a bad idea to take Malachi Williams from Georgia. Actually, that's who I'm giving them. Give them this dude from Georgia. Anybody on the Georgia defense is usually pretty good. Look at all the dudes the fucking Eagles have drafted. It's Tampa Bay's turn.
I mean, oh yeah, that's exactly kind of what they need to right there.
Yeah.
I can see that. The Broncos. They desperately need a running back, but I don't think they're in a position to get a running back right now. I don't think it's a good value.
Yeah, there's not one highly rated until the second round. It's Hampton and Genty. Those are only two running backs that are graded first round.
If I was the Broncos in this situation, I'll get Bo Nix another weapon. I'll go Emeka Ibuka. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. From Ohio State.
That's who I was thinking they would take too. Oh, the Steelers. Do they sign Aaron Rodgers by the draft?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And what if Shedeur Sanders falls to them?
I mean, I think if you're a Steelers, you have to.
Yeah, but I also am hearing Jalen Milroe to the Steelers.
Yeah.
But on this, on our mock draft, Sanders is still available. I will give them Shedeur Sanders. but I wouldn't be surprised if they take Jalen Milroe. If they don't have Aaron Rodgers signed, which it's 2 weeks from today that the draft is happening. We're filming this on April 10th. So if Aaron Rodgers is not signed within the next 2 weeks, Steelers got to take a quarterback.
The Chargers. Justin Herbert needs a fucking weapon.
Yeah. Golden.
It's either Golden or Loveland. Now, I do want a reliable, like, tight end. He has a security blanket. Or just give him, like, a fun wide receiver of Golden is. That's the question. You know what? I'm going to go with Colston Loveland. I think the importance of having a security blanket is too much of Hornets.
Plus, he played for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. So.
Exactly. So there's a connection.
The Green Bay mother-loving Packers. I ain't giving them Golden. Fuck that. This is where I think Will Johnson falls.
That's the Green Bay pick I've ever heard of one.
Yeah. They need corner help. Jair Alexander sucks. They need cornerback help. So, yeah, I think that's another one I feel pretty confident. He's going to fall, but the Packers will pick him up. What kicker are we giving the Vikings?
Dude from Florida State.
Do we want to be real or just give him that?
I'll be real.
I don't know. I kind of want to give him that dude from Florida State.
The thing with Vikings, like what they really need is a rotational piece on the offensive line.
Yeah.
That's like their biggest need.
Yeah, I would either that and then like a secondary corner.
Yeah, but like now you're in this state in draft. It's like I don't think it's worth getting an offensive lineman with the pick they have.
Because they lost one of their like best corners in free agency. I can't remember his name, but I know they lost one of them. But then they also gained someone too, so I don't know, shit. That feels like so long ago, free agency. Fuck.
I think this will be another draft pick that will also be traded. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. According to this, there's no projected trades though, which I think is weird because the Vikings don't really have that many holes. But it's like, why not trade down so you can get some picks for later?
Because I feel like Tennessee or Cleveland would try to buy that pick so bad.
Yeah.
I'm going with this gray guy from North Dakota State. It's not the sexiest pick, but they really need a rotational offensive lineman.
I mean, it's the picks you see at the end of the first round. Now, Golden.
Does he stay in Texas?
Yeah, he's going to the Texans. Guarantee it. Because Tank Dell's not going to play this year. And they lost Stephon Diggs. They need another wide receiver. They need offensive line help too, but Golden's right there, He's going to deliver a golden shower to the Houston Texans.
Now, the Rams. I think this would be a good value pick if they get Jared Walker from Georgia.
Yeah, I think they go offensive lineman just because Stafford's so fucking old, But, I mean, it's never a bad idea to pick a Georgia player.
Yeah, I think he's got best value at that point.
Now, here at this point in the draft, I think we're going to see a lot of edging. We're going to see a lot of edge players taken with these next couple picks.
God, I fucking love the edge.
Yeah, we're going to have so much fucking edging. So be prepared. And this is where I think Donovan, whatever the fuck his last name is, goes to the Ravens.
That is such a Ravens pick. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If you can't pronounce his last name correctly, that's a Raven player.
Yeah.
The Lions. What screams Campbell's pick?
I don't know. Are any of these dudes a cannibal?
Who's this guy from Ole Miss? No. See, if I was the Lions, I would go edge rusher. Just in case, Hutchinson's not completely 100%.
Yeah.
You get the rotational piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, this is where, get James Pierce from Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think Washington.
If, you saw in the playoffs, that's what really hurt them the most. They can't really get the quarterback as consistently when Hutchinson was down.
Washington, I think they take Walter. Well, actually, because they still have Dorrance Armstrong, actually, so maybe not defensive tackle. Actually, I'll give him Stewart from from Texas A&M. Because they still have Armstrong, so I think they'll be fine if Walter not picking Walter,
Yeah. Ooh, the Buffalo Bills. This is interesting, not gonna lie.
They just need help on defense.
Yeah. Not gonna lie. I'll go with Trey Amos from Mississippi.
The greatest team in the NFL picking at number 31. They need offensive line help bad. After what happened in the Super Bowl, they traded away Joe Tunney to the Bears, I think. I think they take Josh Connerly from Oregon because you got to protect the GOAT.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles. Cody's favorite team.
God, I hope that city catches on fire again.
I think they just need to keep building up their defense. I think their offense, it's fine right now. This Nick guy. I'm looking at this Nick guy. Let's see. I don't think they really need pass rushing. I think they more of consistent tackling kind of guy. Kind of like, what's it, Graham? Brandon Graham was?
Yeah.
Since he retired. Yeah, I'm going to take this Nick Sorten guy from Texas A&M.
This is where I think Walter Nolan goes. I think he goes to the Eagles because they lost that dude that went to the Patriots. Here we go. They're grading our draft. Let's see how bad they roast us. Full results, awards. Oh, do you have to have an account to see your draft grade? Well, fuck that. Fuck you, PFF. I ain't signing up for shit. Eat a dick. But that was our draft. It's probably extremely wrong about how the actual draft will go, but fuck, we had to do something to fill time this week. Cut us a break.
Probably more record than fucking Mel Kiper.
Yeah, it's true. God damn. I know. That's why I don't pay attention to mock drafts, just because they don't factor in trades, And like the Bears, I definitely could see them trading. I could see the Cowboys trading, honestly. There's a bunch of trades I could see happening. The Vikings, the Bills.
The product candidates is like, the Bears you mentioned, the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys for sure. If somehow Genty passes us and the Bears, you guys for sure draft Genty, but if not, you guys definitely trading, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think we get Hampton from North Carolina. Because Jerry's going to be like, Bill Belichick coached this kid. We need him. And then they're going to be like, Bill Belichick hasn't even coached a game for North Carolina. I don't give a fuck. It's the association. Now hand me my Johnny Walker Blue.
I need me some glory hole.
I was about to tell you, insert glory hole joke here. But yeah, that was our mock draft. It's still 2 weeks away. So that week of the draft, there will not be episode of the Trainwreck podcast because we're going to be doing the draft. But my channel is going to be fucking packed that week because I'm going to do a watch along for WrestleMania. I'm almost certain. I don't know if you saw this at River Spirit Casino at the bar there. They're doing a watch along for WrestleMania. Oh, not watch along, but like you can go in the bar and watch WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought about going and doing that, but I think I might just do a watch along on my channel. It'd be really cool if I could bring my laptop and like live stream from the bar. That'd be cool, but you know how fucking loud it would be in there? It'd be terrible audio.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to do something like that. They're like a live podcast from like a bar or some event, you know. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, once we're more famous and have a blonde and brunette model on each arm. You know, girls for me, guys for you.
Women, I want dudes.
But yeah, I'm debating going to River Spirit for WrestleMania because I'm off both days. But I'm also like, well, here's the thing. I sit here and watch it on Peacock for $9.90 or $9.99, whatever Peacock costs, or I go to the bar and order like 10 margaritas and probably spend like $100. So it might be smarter for me just to watch WrestleMania from home.
But margaritas.
Yeah, that is true, man. Dude, the other day on Saturday, I worked from 8 to 8 at work, and I was so like fucking stressed out when I got off work. I went to the casino and triple slammed like 3 margaritas back to back to back.
My man.
And then the worst part was I was walking around the casino floor, and one of my mom's like really good friends was in there. And they're like, "Hi, Cody," and I was like, "Fuck." I'm like, "Don't act like you're a little hammered. Don't act like you're a little hammered." I was like, "Hi."
Could I get your number?
No. But I was just like, act cool. And I was just like, went to go shake her husband's hand. And I did it with my left hand instead of my right one. And I was like, God, I'm such a fucking idiot. It was like getting pulled over for a DUI. Again. So we'll try to push out an episode next week. Maybe we'll do another mock draft where we do like the worst picks possible next week. Just because, like I said, we're gonna miss an episode in 2 weeks, and we might miss the week after that too, actually, because I'll be in Dallas.
Yeah.
So shit. Trainwreck podcast may be going on a hiatus, guys. That's all I'm saying. Actually, that's why I should title this episode "The Last Episode Ever?" ? And then not upload for like 2 months.
Our last hoorah.
Yeah. Or I'll just title it "Retirement."
What Aaron Rodgers call it? Fucking retreat.
Yeah.
Our version of Aaron Rodgers' retreat.
But I don't know. Is there anything else for us to talk about? I just bought WWE 2K25 before we started. I was playing that a little bit.
I saw that. Looks interesting.
It's a good ass game, dude. The wrestling in this game is so fucking smooth.
Hell yeah.
It's the smoothest running WWE game ever. Shit. Another thing, just for our listeners, stay out of the fucking air. Because I would not trust any aviation right now. Because freaking a helicopter fell out of the sky in New York today. Then you've had all these plane crashes and shit like that. Listeners, stay out of the fucking sky. I know we did an episode talking about skydiving. Yeah, don't do that either.
You know what? Yeah, just don't.
Just stay up. Just if you want to go somewhere, fucking walk. I was just saying that to one of my friends actually, because I want to go to California and visit some family that lives out there. But now I think I'd rather walk there than fucking fly. Yeah, you could not get my ass on a plane right now. Fuck that.
Yeah. Fuck all that, man.
Mm-hmm. And then another thing, rest in peace to Kevin Castle of the Don Tony and Kevin Castle Wrestling Podcast. One of the first wrestling podcasts like ever. I think they started in like 2005, so going on 20 years. Looks like he died from a heart attack. Never like was a big fan of their show, but I was aware of them because of Saw Monster and JD from NY. Like you hear one wrestling podcast, you kind of get all the others recommended to you. So I've listened to a few clips. It was pretty sudden, his passing, so that sucks. So rest in peace to him. Any other crazy news? OKC Thunder have now clinched the best record in the NBA with the Cleveland Cavaliers losing the other night. Even if the Thunder lose out, they will still have the best record, which tomorrow night they don't have any starters playing, but they're also playing the Jazz, who fucking suck.
So they might still win.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jazz fucking stink. So I think the last time the Thunder set their starters was a game against the Jazz, and they won because Aaron Wiggins went off for like 40 points off the bench.
There's about to be a part 2, baby.
Yeah. The freaking it's almost the inverse. The Oklahoma City Thunder are 66-14. The Utah Jazz are 17-63.
Jesus Christ.
They're almost the inverse of each other.
They're like the fucking Cleveland Browns of the NBA.
That's what they get for fucking shutting down the world. Thank you, Rudy Gobert, you fucking bitch. But yeah, actually, that might be a thing we do next week, actually, is a NBA playoffs preview. Only thing that makes predicting the NBA playoffs so fucking hard is the stupid-ass play-in tournament, because you don't know who the 7 and 8 seed are until after they do this stupid-ass tournament. But we're not going to do an NBA playoffs preview the week of the fucking draft either. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We might just have to predict the damn play-in games, even though I don't want to. It's the stupidest fucking thing. The NBA just does so much stupid shit. Between the draft lottery and play-in. Oh my god, it's so stupid, you know?
It's like football is the greatest sport in the world.
And it's American. Can't fucking tear up a fucking NFL. That's what makes it so great.
Name me one European country that won a Super Bowl. Exactly.
Dude, have you seen those like AI predict the next 50 Super Bowl winners? And it's like teams that don't even exist, and they all win one before the Browns.
I mean, you know what? Pretty accurate.
Yeah, there's like one in London, and then I think there's another one in like Barcelona. And then like the one I saw had the Browns winning the Super Bowl in like 2092. And I'm like, so you're telling me I will not live to see a Browns Super Bowl?
That's God answer my prayer.
Yeah, because I'll be, 93? I'll be dead. Yeah, so I ain't going to live to see a Browns Super Bowl. Until after this podcast when I go take a big fat shit.
Take the Browns into their bowl.
Drew, got anything else you want to talk about?
No, peace, love, and hand jobs.
Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I said up in the air on next week. Definitely won't see you in 2 weeks. Bye.